we are going to do some foot mobilization. So our feet are constantly working, and a lot of times we are neglecting the musculature on the bottom of our feet. So we want these to be moving properly, engaging properly, all of the above. So you are going to need a lacrosse ball or a tennis ball or a baseball, something that you can roll on, and we're going to start with that. So you are going to work on the bottom of your foot. You're going to think about drawing a line. We're going to put it on the floor. But as you roll, you're thinking about drawing a line. We're going to work each toe, okay, back to your heel. You are going to draw basically from here, from the ball of your foot and down, okay? We're going to do about 10 passes on each line, okay, from each toe down to the heel of your foot. So go ahead and start with that. So there's one, you're going to just go nice and slow. If you feel something that's a little crunchy, a little tender, then you can hang out there, maybe work it back and forth a little bit. That's totally fine. There's 4 and 5, and you can hang on to something as well. You can do this sitting as well, that's totally fine. And we're going to go 3 more. 8, 9, 1 more, and 10, and then you're going to come in just ever so slightly, 2, 3, working on that middle toe. And so this, the mechanism of this, right, is basically we used to walk barefoot a lot, and now we don't. So the pressure on the bottom of our feet is super healthy for those muscles. And we don't do that anymore. So this is a great way to kind of substitute that. However, going barefoot as much as you can, especially outside on like uneven ground, it is tender at first, obviously. I think that's about 10. We'll move over to the 3rd toe in. It can be tender at first, but the more you do it, the easier it gets, and the healthier your feet are going to be. So think about that during the summertime when it's warm and you're able to do that. Otherwise, in your house is fine. I would say it's better than nothing. But getting that uneven ground and that pressure into the different points of the foot is, and making the musculature have to balance and work in different positions is really where you get the benefit of being barefoot outside. I think that's 6, and we're on the 4th toe over. Did I say that? We're on the 3rd. I lost track. Anyways, okay, going out to the pinky toe, and you can work up onto the ball of the foot, but we're mainly kind of staying in the arches. You'll find it's a little bit trickier to stay on the heel and the ball of the foot, but those are also good places to work, and we're going to get into that a little bit more in a second. So we're just going to do one foot in this video, and then if you want to do the other side, you can rewind it. I don't need to talk you through that twice. You need to hear me blab through that. I think we got 4 or 5 more. I'm going to give you a little bit of extra time just in case I miss that 4th toe over. I'm talking and having a hard time staying on track. So this pinky toe gets a little wily, and usually you'll notice kind of up towards the top, it gets a little bit more tender than down at the bottom. In general, the more pressure you can put down on this, the better, but you shouldn't be like wincing. It should be, comfortably uncomfortable. Comfortable but manageable. Okay, so I'm going to shake it out for a second. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to step on the middle of the ball, and you're going to put it almost directly in the middle of your foot. So here is your foot pad. You're going to put the ball right here underneath the foot pad and right basically where your arch is, okay? And we're going to work that a little bit. So you are going to press into that, give yourself some decent pressure. You're going to squeeze your toes down, and that should get a little more sensitive. You're going to hold for 10 seconds. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And then you're going to pull the toes relax them down. And you'll notice your toes kind of naturally fall around the curve of the ball. Okay, you're gonna move just a little bit up, and then we're now just going to work on pulling the toes up and then sinking into it. Pull the toes up, and you'll notice you get a little bit of restriction when you pull up. Your toes don't want to do it. You're gonna go up, 3, and relax. And you can reposition if you need to. Curl around, a little pressure in, pull up, good, and then relax into it. 4, we're gonna go 1 more. So press in, you're putting pressure down onto the ball, you feel your toes kind of curve around it, and then you're gonna pull your toes up and out, and then relax down, okay? So 5 of those. The next thing we're gonna do is some midfoot mobilization. So we are going to, you're gonna thread your fingers in between your toes. And it's a little tricky, I'm gonna squeeze them in there. This is great for spreading out your toes as well, stretching them out. So kind of work them in there. And then you're going to grab top of your foot and you're going to twist it. So these muscles here are, there's actually some, the separation of the bones here makes for the ability of your foot, the top part of your foot, the midfoot, to twist, okay? And that's again where working and walking on uneven ground allows you to stabilize. So you're just gonna slowly kind of twist that back and forth. Nothing into pain or discomfort. We're just working on a little bit of mobilization here, nice and easy. And rotate through there. That's 4 or 5. We're gonna do 10 each direction. So nice and slow. Just getting a good push each direction, a little stretch. This is actually really great for the toes as well, spreading them out. We, again, are in shoes a lot, which scrunches our feet together, and it kind of makes that musculature of spreading the toes, it makes it a little bit, well, it lengthens it, and scrunches them in there, and it restricts our movement, so it restricts the activity of those muscles, and we can't access that anymore, which we need. So, okay, so that was 10. The next thing we're going to do is some short foot. So this is going to activate basically your arch creation muscles. This is kind of a specific and hard thing to get sometimes. So I'm going to show you from the side here. And all you're going to do is press your toes into the floor and create an arch in your foot. So you're gonna scrunch in. You're not crunching your toes up. You're pressing in and flexing the arch of your foot here. And it's called short foot because your foot literally scrunches up that way. Okay? Make sure you don't roll outside of this. You're here, you're pressing the toes in and then down. And that activation of them pressing down, you should feel this start to work. If you don't, what you can also do is put your finger here and try and pull your foot away from your finger. Again, without rolling. Okay? So that short foot, you're gonna do that. And you kind of start to feel the calf work, right? A little bit of everything around the ankle. You're gonna do that 10 times. Okay? Just hold for a second, let it go. Okay? That activation, though, is what you want when you are trying to stabilize through a lift. You don't want your ankle and your foot rolling flat, right? You want to stay on that. And it's going to wiggle a little bit, especially if you're bouncing on one leg. But when you go to create stability, press the feet into the floor, grip the floor, right? And that creates that arch, and that's what helps, again, stabilize the rest of your body. If your feet are not active and able to stabilize, the rest of your body is going to be working overtime. So that transfers to knees, hips, back, etc. Okay, so making sure that your feet are strong, working properly, and you can activate those stabilizing muscles is super important. Okay, so you're gonna do 10 of those on each foot. You can work up to holding for 3 to 5 seconds, and then eventually you're gonna work on standing on one leg and doing these, and then you, again, it will kind of become automatic. You'll be doing it and using that throughout your lifts.